Museveni has been president for 40 years. 40 years. And now he wants his son to take over. This is not democracy. This is monarchy. This is one family treating Uganda like their personal property. The people have said no. They voted for Bobi Wine, but their votes were stolen. And when they protest, they are called terrorists. When they demand justice, they are killed. When their leader speaks the truth, he must hide for his life. This is not the Africa we want. This is not the future our ancestors fought for when they drove out the colonizers. We drove out the white colonizers only to get black colonizers, who are sometimes even worse. At least the white colonizers eventually left. These African dictators, they want to die in power. They want their children to inherit the presidency, like it is a family business. Bobi Wine represents something that terrifies these old dictators. He represents the young generation that is educated, that can think for themselves, that will not accept crumbs from the table of corruption. He represents the future, and they represent the past. That is why they want to kill him. But killing Bobi Wine will not kill the idea of freedom. Surrounding his house will not stop the movement for democracy. You can jam the internet. You can block the phones. You can delete your threatening tweets. But you cannot delete the desire for freedom from the hearts of the people. The evidence of election rigging is there. The declaration forms show Bobi Wine won. The videos show the military campaigning for Museveni. The hospitals are full of tortured opposition supporters. The prisons are overflowing with political prisoners. 2,000 people locked up for their political beliefs. This is not democracy. And Muhoozi, this military chief who threatens to kill opposition leaders, who brags about murdering 22 people in 1 week, and promises to do better. What kind of military is this? The military is supposed to protect all citizens, not just those who support the president. The military is supposed to be neutral in politics. But in Uganda, the military is the personal army of one family. When Bobi Wine told me he will not give up, he is speaking for millions of Ugandans who are tired of this oppression. When he says he is not afraid even though he is hiding for his life, he is showing the kind of courage that inspires movements. This is not about one man. This is about a nation crying for freedom. The 48-hour deadline that Muhoozi gave, it means nothing. Bobi Wine is not a criminal to surrender. What has he done wrong? He ran for president in an election that was supposed to be free and fair. He spoke to the people about their suffering, about corruption, about the need for change. For this they want to kill him. My brothers and sisters, we must support Bobi Wine and the people of Uganda, not because we are choosing sides in their politics, but because we are choosing the side of justice. We are choosing the side of democracy. We are choosing the side of human rights. These are not Ugandan values or African values. These are human values. Every person deserves to live free from tyranny. The situation at Bobi Wine's house reminds me of a siege. Soldiers surrounding a family home, cutting off communication, isolating them from the world. This is what occupiers do in war. But this is not war. This is a government attacking its own people. This is a father and husband who cannot call his wife and children to make sure they are okay. The 2 women deputy presidents who were abducted. Where are they? Are they alive? Are they being tortured? Their families deserve to know. The hundreds of polling agents who went missing. What happened to them? The people thrown in bushes after being tortured. Who will give them justice? The more than 2,000 people in prison right now. What is their crime? Bobi Wine said something to me that should echo in all our hearts. He said ultimately the future of Uganda is free, united and prosperous for all Ugandans. Not for one family, not for one tribe, not for one party, for all Ugandans. This is the vision that threatens the dictatorship. Because when people are united, when they see themselves as one nation instead of divided tribes, they become powerful, they become unstoppable. The Electoral Commission that announced fake results, they are part of the problem. The institutions that should protect democracy have been captured by the dictatorship. This is why Bobi Wine told me they knew the system was corrupted, but they still participated in the election. Not because they trusted the system, but because they needed to unite the people and tell them the truth. And the truth is spreading. That is why the regime is so desperate. That is why they must surround Bobi Wine's house with soldiers. That is why they must threaten to kill him. That is why they must arrest thousands. Because the truth is more powerful than all their guns. When the internet was switched off and people were being killed, the regime thought nobody would know. But we know now. The whole world knows what kind of government rules Uganda. They know about Muhoozi and his death threats. They know about the rigged election. They know about the abducted women leaders. They know about the torture and the killings. My brothers and sisters, I tell you this story of Bobi Wine because it is important that we remember these struggles. One day, Uganda will be free. One day, the people will get the democracy they voted for. And when that day comes, we will remember those who fought for it. We will remember Bobi Wine hiding for his life but refusing to give up. We will remember the 2,000 people in prison. We will remember the hundreds who were killed. But we will also remember who stood with them and who stayed silent. History is watching us all. The question is not whether Uganda will be free. The question is what role will each of us play in that freedom? Will we speak up or stay silent? Will we share the truth or believe the propaganda? Will we stand with the oppressed or with the oppressor? Bobi Wine is still in Uganda. His house is still surrounded. Tomorrow is still uncertain. But one thing is certain. The people of Uganda have tasted the possibility of change. They have seen that when they unite, they are powerful. And no amount of military force can make them forget that power. The struggle continues, and freedom will come.